In 2024, Bitcoin made a new all-time high of 74,000 US dollars. Now, it's kind of just been trading sideways or range bound since then. It hasn't gone very low, it hasn't crashed, but it hasn't made any new highs since then either. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about one of the most commonly asked questions when it comes to Bitcoin and crypto, and that is it too late to buy Bitcoin? Hello, my name is Tristan, the Yonderpreneur. I am on the mission to live a sovereign life. What does that mean? I am looking to live a geographic and financially free life. Nothing in this video that you will see here is financial advice or tax advice. When it comes to crypto, Bitcoin is essentially in a class of its own. You have crypto and then you have Bitcoin. Bitcoin pretty much had the first mover advantage. There were other cryptos before Bitcoin, but nothing really took off like Bitcoin did. Bitcoin's transaction verification system, or proof of work, or in other names, Bitcoin mining, is very unique now in crypto as well, as most other cryptocurrencies are using something called proof of stake, which is quite different to Bitcoin mining. Without going into the whole history of things or getting way too technical, I want to keep this video very simple for people, is that Bitcoin mining is very power intensive. You may have seen pictures of massive data centers full of these supercomputers almost that have one job, and that is to mine Bitcoin. These computers take tons of power to run, but they mine Bitcoin. That is their job. Other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum also used to work on this proof of work system, but they were using GPUs before they were ASIC miners. So it was a little bit different, but still very costly on power. So they changed to this new method of transaction verification called proof of stake, which is much more green friendly. The proof of work Bitcoin mining transaction verification system, although much more power heavy and worse for the environment, is also seen as more secure than proof of stake, which other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum and Solana use. This just might be because the proof of work Bitcoin has been running since 2008, while proof of stake is still fairly new. People often compare Bitcoin to gold, and that's because that Bitcoin has a limited supply, meaning there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin, never any more. Whereas other blockchains like Ethereum are more akin to something like a stock or a security, although they're definitely not a security. Just in case the SEC is watching, crypto is not a security. If you're wondering on whether or not you should buy Bitcoin right now, well, the best time to buy Bitcoin was 2010 when it was like a penny. But most of us aren't cryptographers or indie hackers, so we weren't going to stumble on it back in 2010, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. The second best time to buy Bitcoin is today. At some point, I can say that we will see six-figure Bitcoin. Obviously, nothing in this world is guaranteed, but I do think it is very likely, because what drives the growth of Bitcoin isn't company profits or business growth, it's government mismanagement. When government prints money and causes inflation and drives up liquidity, Bitcoin acts as a big sponge for this. When there's more money in the system, Bitcoin will soak it up. So for me, Bitcoin represents a hedge against government mismanagement, because there are no guaranteed investments in this life, in this world, but I can almost guarantee you that human failure and government mismanagement is guaranteed to happen for the rest of humanity's time, unless you get like AI governments, but they're not here yet, therefore things are not going to be perfect. Government mismanagement and creating inflation has been around since the days of the Roman Empire, and it has happened over and over and over again throughout history. Governments create liquidity, governments create inflation by printing money, to fund foreign wars or invest. They create investments that don't make a return, driving up the price of assets or price of services, price of goods. That causes inflation, and then the price of assets like gold, real estate, things that are, you know, scarce. There's only a finite amount of them. Those assets will go up over time. And when these assets continuously go up due to inflation and liquidity, then anyone who is holding currency, they're screwed. They get their money is now worth less than what they got it for. Whereas anyone who is holding assets like gold, Bitcoin, real estate, they're laughing to the bank because their assets have gone up with inflation. Now that you've heard my side of why I think Bitcoin is an essential asset to have in your portfolio, you might be wondering, well, what's the best strategy to buy Bitcoin? Should I mortgage my house and just buy one big lump of Bitcoin? Should I buy it over time? Should I just put a big investment down now? What's the best strategy to start acquiring Bitcoin? Well, similar to buying stocks or the S&P 500, this is a very similar strategy when it comes to Bitcoin, and that is to dollar cost average, or DCA. And what dollar cost averaging means is, rather than making one big investment now and then that's it, it means spreading out investments over a continuous period of time. As you may know, Bitcoin can be very volatile. It's very difficult to know whether you're at the very top of the cycle or whether you're at the very bottom of the cycle. No one will ever really know, and it can be difficult to guess that. So if you can't ever know exactly where we are in a cycle, the next best thing to do is just always buy. So just set up a constant buy. So what that means is have a day. So maybe once a month, on the first of every month, you buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. And then that $1,000 will always change because the price of Bitcoin is always changing. So sometimes you're getting a really good deal. Sometimes you're getting probably not a very good deal. It always can change. And it doesn't have to be monthly. You could do it every day even. You could do it once a week. You could do it once every 2 weeks. It's really up to you. When you invest in Bitcoin this way, rather than just throwing a whole bunch of money all in at once, you get a nice healthy average where it's much easier to be profitable. If you put a whole bunch of money at the top of a cycle and it collapses the next day, you might be underwater for the next 2 to 3 years. And that can be really depressing. And like, been there, done that. It's not fun. So just to quickly reiterate the best points of this video here, Bitcoin is my hedge against inflation, government mismanagement, and this finite supply of it, like gold, will always keep that price rising over time, in theory. Now, the best time to buy Bitcoin is, it was 2010 or 2009, when you could have been Satoshi. But we weren't. That's just how it is. So second best time to buy Bitcoin is today. So put it in the comments below what made you want to buy Bitcoin. Let me know what kind of videos, crypto related videos, you want me to do next, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.